I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
Sunny Hostin is in serious hot water. We're talking teetering on bankruptcy serious. And trust me, it gets even wilder. Her husband? Arrested. Wrapped up in a jaw-dropping $450 million RICO fraud case. So how did this seemingly untouchable power couple end up in freefall? Stick around because this scandalous ride is only picking up speed. And wait till you see how it all unravels. You won't believe it.
Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. Let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused, but he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in there.
Sunny Hostin probably thought her biggest drama would be dissecting political scandals on The View. But let's be real, that's starting to look like child's play compared to what's brewing now. When even The View needs a little outside chaos to spice things up, you know it's serious. This time, it's not just Sunny's sharp takes making headlines. Nope, it's her husband, the orthopedic surgeon, whose expertise might be dragging them both into a legal mess, with a generous helping of financial ruin on the side.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sunny Hostin is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow.
Hostin's attorney, Daniel, firmly denies the allegations, twice in fact, calling the lawsuit a baseless move by a nearly bankrupt insurance company trying to strong-arm doctors and slash healthcare benefits. At the center of the storm? Claims that Hostin performed unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents, skipping less invasive options. American Transit isn't pulling punches either, pointing to New York's 1974 no-fault laws as the breeding ground for widespread insurance fraud. Now imagine waking up thinking it's just another day at the hospital, only to find yourself slapped with a $450 million racketeering lawsuit. Oof. When your husband's accused of running one of the biggest insurance scams in the country, and you've spent years preaching ethics and outrage on The View, well, let's just say that moral high horse is about to plow headfirst into a landslide of scandal and debt. Oh, the irony.
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influenced and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
Here's the scoop. Dr. Hostin has allegedly been raking in kickbacks for performing surgeries that probably didn't need to happen. Knees, shoulders, basically anything that sounds expensive and looks good on a bill. Meanwhile, the insurance companies were left holding the bag, covering the cost of procedures that, in some cases, may not have even happened at all. It's the classic con wrapped in a lab coat. Oh, you thought I was fixing your knee? No, sweetheart. I was fixing my bank account.
What'd you always say? It's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
And guess what? The plot thickens. While Dr. Hostin might be cashing in on questionable surgeries, Sunny's over here clinging to her View persona like it's a life raft. You'd think someone who's spent years dissecting scandals would have a game plan when the spotlight turns on her own front door. But nope. Her response so far? A cocktail of radio silence and strategic avoidance. It's almost like she's hoping the courtroom chaos will resolve itself while she perfects her shocked and appalled face for when the story officially blows up. But let's be real. If Sunny thought this could be brushed off as a private family matter, she's seriously misreading the room. When your husband's name gets dropped in one of the largest RICO cases New York has ever seen, it's time to stop rehearsing your innocence and start facing the music, because no amount of no comment or polished on-air poise is going to make this vanish. Now take a step back and just let the absurdity sink in. We've seen our fair share of scandals, political, personal, you name it. But this one's different. Forget DC drama. We're talking health insurance fraud, fake surgeries, and a husband allegedly running a surgical crime ring like it's Grey's Anatomy. RICO edition. You can't make this stuff up.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for him. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case, guys.
Forget The Godfather. This is Grey's Anatomy if all the surgeons moonlighted as mob bosses. And sure, it's easy to cast insurance companies as the villains. They're not exactly winning any awards for compassion. Oh, you need a life-saving procedure? Here's a denial letter and a pat on the back. Good luck. But accuse them of shady business? They'll unleash a legal team so ruthless they could sell sand in the Sahara. Yet somehow, in this twisted tale, the insurers are the victims of a doctor's greed. Just let that sink in. For once, we're being asked to feel bad for the insurance companies. Now that's a plot twist. And of course, it wouldn't be a Sunny Hostin scandal without The View making a guest appearance. The irony is rich enough to carve with a scalpel. Sunny, The View's fearless crusader for justice and hard-hitting questions, now finds herself on the other side of the table, dodging the very scrutiny she used to dish out like daily specials. Her husband? Just one of 180 defendants in a sweeping lawsuit that accuses them of bleeding insurance companies dry to the tune of millions. Money that maybe, just maybe, should have gone toward real patient care instead of padding pockets.
I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud. And I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
But Sunny? She's playing the silent game, dodging questions, keeping her head down, doing her best impression of someone untouched by the chaos swirling around her. She's clinging to the polished persona of a woman too refined, too righteous, to ever get her hands dirty in a scandal this messy. You know that old saying, when it rains, it pours? Well, this isn't just rain, it's a full-blown monsoon of madness. While Sunny lounges in her designer chair on The View, sipping coffee and tossing out sharp-tongued takes on the world's flaws, her husband is allegedly busy draining insurance companies dry. We're talking unnecessary surgeries, sky-high kickbacks, and enough shady deals to make Tony Soprano blush. But sure, let's all pretend this doesn't reek of a lawsuit just waiting to explode. And here's the kicker. It's not just about Dr. Hostin. Oh no, that would be far too simple. This lawsuit is a sprawling web of alleged corruption, dragging in a slew of doctors, entire medical practices, and even hospitals. It's like the mafia took a sabbatical from loan sharking and decided healthcare fraud was the new frontier. According to the plaintiffs, American Transit Insurance, they were fleeced out of millions, paying for surgeries that either didn't happen, weren't necessary, or were simply a vehicle for profit. And now they're coming for their money. But buckle up, because it gets even juicier.
Last week, we learned that Sunny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history, and they're seeking $450 million. And Sunny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case, and they're claiming that this is completely baseless.
According to reports, Dr. Hostin's attorney isn't pulling any punches, calling the lawsuit nothing more than a desperate Hail Mary from a financially crumbling insurance company. Classic legal spin. When you're caught red-handed, step 1, flip the script. Oh, you're accusing my client of fraud? Maybe you're the real con artist. It's a defense as old as time, and honestly, watching it play out never fails to entertain. Now, back to Sunny. The silence from her corner? Deafening. And if you know her, that's not her style. This is the woman who lights up The View with fiery takes, grilling politicians, skewering scandals, and throwing shade like it's a competitive sport. But now, not a peep. Nothing about her husband, the allegations, or the growing mountain of legal drama. Is she playing the "I'm not involved" card? Or is she banking on the hope that this whole mess will quietly fade into the background before it blows up her brand? Either way, it's wishful thinking. Because let's be honest, this isn't a minor blip. It's a full-blown, primetime soap opera. And instead of a secret affair or dramatic betrayal, the scandal centerpiece is an alleged illegal surgery ring worth hundreds of millions. You can practically hear the suspenseful music swelling as we all sit back, popcorn in hand, waiting for the next bombshell to drop.
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How
very...
much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he?
Like a month or a year or 10 years?
5 years.
It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think.
Oh, no?
I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
And let's be real for a second. This isn't just some juicy tabloid scandal. This is a billion-dollar catastrophe in the making. We're talking potentially one of the biggest medical fraud cases in recent history. And no, it's not just Dr. Hostin caught in the net. This is an entire ecosystem of alleged corruption. Doctors, hospitals, insurers, and even unsuspecting patients dragged along for the ride. It's like a heist movie, but instead of robbing a bank, they were bleeding health insurance dry, one inflated surgery bill at a time. So, what's really at the core of this scandal? If the allegations hold water, it's a brutal reminder of just how broken our healthcare system truly is. A system where cash flow matters more than care, and where a scalpel might as well be a checkbook. Is this really the kind of world we want to live in? One where the Hippocratic Oath comes second to a six-figure payout? Because if that's Sunny Hostin's idea of healthcare justice, then, well, someone cue the infomercial because we've got a bridge to sell you. But let's not pretend the doctors are the only villains here. This mess isn't happening in a vacuum. It's a reflection of a system so fundamentally flawed, it practically invites exploitation. Insurance companies aren't exactly wearing halos. They'll deny your treatment in a heartbeat, hike your premiums, and still cry foul when the tables turn. Meanwhile, doctors like Dr. Hostin are accused of gaming the system for personal gain. It's a race to the bottom, and the only ones truly paying the price are the patients, just trying to get well in a system that's sick to its core.
I have a totally different perspective on this. I don't really know what happened with this. The facts will come out. What I have a problem with is the core of who this woman is. Unlike you, I don't watch The View, bro. All I do is see clips. I know you do.
It's just like twice a day.
But here's all I hear from her. America's violent. America's racist. America's bad. Okay. I challenge you, Sunny. And this is Constantine Kissin actually was saying something about this. Find me a country that's not racist.
As for Sunny, she might want to start rehearsing a brand new opener for The View. Folks, healthcare is a mess, and so is my personal life. Because let's be honest, when your reputation's circling the drain, sometimes all you've got left is an audience willing to pretend it's all just fine. Let's just hope this court case wraps up soon, because the suspense, it's giving us all whiplash. Now to be clear, Dr. Hostin hasn't been convicted of anything yet. But the allegations? They're no joke. And the longer this drags on, the more The View is starting to look like the most stable place in Sunny's world. Who would have thought that among all the show's infamous controversies, the real plot twist would be a RICO case, insurance fraud, and a co-host wondering whether bankruptcy or divorce is the better deal? So here we are. Sunny Hostin, career on fire, political platform secured, TV spotlight shining, now finds herself smack in the middle of what could go down as one of the most bizarre scandals in modern TV history. And at this point, all she can do is sip her coffee, stay quiet, and pray the courtroom chaos doesn't cost her more than just her seat on set. And what's next for Dr. Hostin? Buckle up. Because this legal roller coaster isn't slowing down, it's just hitting the loop-de-loops. Will he walk away with a clean record and a smug grin? Or are we about to witness a downfall so cinematic, it'll make you wonder if he's ghostwriting his memoir from a courtroom bench instead of a surgery room? At this rate, one day he's dodging legal bullets, and the next, bam, a new twist hits the headlines that makes everyone say, wait, what now? Every passing day is like peeling back another layer of this scandal onion. And let's be honest, we're all crying, from laughter and disbelief. You half expect him to walk into court in a leather jacket, sunglasses on, and announce, "This is just the beginning, baby." And honestly, it might be. With every new leak, every witness, every absurd defense strategy pulled from thin air, the drama only grows. Did he really think this would stay hidden? That no one would notice a multi-million-dollar surgical scam? It's like watching a slow-motion car crash, painful, chaotic, and impossible to look away from. And Sunny? She's not exactly sitting pretty either. Sure, she can still throw political jabs from the panel, but sooner or later, this mess is going to catch up to her carefully crafted public image. The whole untouchable moral compass act doesn't hold up so well when your spouse is being painted as the ringleader of a fraudulent medical empire. So will Dr. Hostin walk free with a steakhouse reservation and a fresh haircut? Or will this spiral even further, with surprise witnesses, backroom hospital deals, and courtroom theatrics worthy of an Emmy? Spoiler alert. If you're expecting a heartwarming legal triumph, you're in for a rude awakening. This case isn't wrapping up with a bow. It's unraveling thread by thread. It's dramatic. It's messy. It's real life, which, let's face it, is always more absurd than anything a TV writer could dream up. Honestly, this isn't just a scandal. It's the real-life version of The Bold and the Beautiful, only with more knee surgeries and fewer love triangles.